The Indiana Fever have not one, but two new point guards. We all know about Odyssey Sims, but now the Indiana Fever have signed guard Kyra Lambert to the team. But who is Kyra Lambert?
Homestand, but before practice, they added to the roster yet again, and no surprise, it came at the point guard position, the place where they have a gaping hole at the moment due to injuries. Kyra Lambert, the latest member of the Indiana Fever, she will wear number 15 and presumably here soon make her WNBA.
The Indiana Fever just shocked the WNBA world by signing Kyra Lambert, an unknown guard with a bold attitude and big plans. She's not even played a game yet, but already she's stirring up more buzz than some stars who've been in the league for years. Curious why? Indiana Fever weren't just sitting idly by while waiting for Caitlyn Clark's return. Instead, they made a bold move, signing Kyra Lambert to a 7-day contract, a decision that's already sent shockwaves through the WNBA. With Clark out due to injury and the guard position left in shambles, Lambert's arrival feels like more than just a temporary fix. It could be the spark the Fever desperately need. Lambert's signing wasn't just about filling a roster gap. It's a statement. The Fever knew that while Clark was sidelined, they couldn't afford to coast. They needed fresh blood, and fast.
Debut. She spent the entirety of her basketball career professionally playing overseas, most recently over in Greece, played several years at Duke, finished up at the University of Texas.
Enter Kyra Lambert, a player who spent years grinding it out overseas, with stops in France and Greece, and who now has a chance to make an immediate impact on the WNBA stage. She's stepping in at a critical moment, and if her past performance is any indication, she's not here just to fill time. Before she was a name on the Indiana Fever's roster, Kyra Lambert was already a proven talent, just not in the WNBA spotlight. Lambert spent years carving out her career overseas, playing in Europe's top leagues, and making a name for herself in places like France and Greece. Most recently, she was lighting it up in Greece, where she averaged 15 points per game, shot an impressive 42% from beyond the arc, and, oh yeah, helped lead her team to a league championship. Not too shabby for someone who wasn't even on most WNBA fans' radar. But Lambert's story doesn't start in Europe. She had an impactful college career at both Duke and Texas, overcoming a major ACL injury along the way. Proof that this is someone who doesn't back down from adversity. At Texas, she averaged 6.
But today, the Indiana Fever have signed Kyra Lambert, which not many people, including myself, know who she is. When you look at her stats, it looks like, oh my god, the Indiana Fever have taken note from the Minnesota Lynx. They have taken note from the Golden State Valkyries. They've taken note from the Phoenix Mercury, all these teams that have brought over players from Europe. So many are thinking, finally, the Indiana Fever have taken note and brought in a EuroLeague player. Only Kyra Lambert actually isn't from Europe. I did look her up over on the ESPN app, and it looks like she went to school at Duke and at Texas. She was a Longhorn. And according to ESPN, she averaged 6.8 points,
8 points, and 2 rebounds per game. But it was her resilience and leadership that truly stood out. Lambert may not have the big-name status of some WNBA stars, but she's got the credentials and the grit to make a real impact in the league. So why wasn't she already on the WNBA's radar? Well, before this signing, you probably hadn't heard her name unless you're a fan of European women's basketball or an alum of Duke or Texas. But now, the Fever are betting big on this under-the-radar guard to bring some much-needed spark to their lineup. And if her past accomplishments are anything to go by, she could be exactly what the Fever need to get back on track. Kyra Lambert may have just arrived in Indiana, but she's already making waves in the media, and it's not just because of her basketball skills. No, this time it's because of the way she lit up the screen with her praise for Caitlyn Clark. In her first big media moment, Lambert didn't hold back. She wasn't just offering polite compliments, she was speaking with the kind of genuine admiration that could make any teammate proud.
What's coming your way and that you'd have a chance to play on a team that might need you to play right away?
Yeah, no, I was super excited. It's a blessing, having the journey that I've had and just, remaining faithful, trusting God, and doing the work, and just to see it all come back around.
And when it comes to Clark, Lambert wasn't shy about making one thing clear. Clark isn't just a star, she's the star. Now, you might think, of course she's going to talk up the team's biggest star. But this wasn't just casual media fluff. Lambert didn't just say, yeah, Clark's great. Instead, she went all in, calling Clark the heartbeat of the Fever, and acknowledging that the entire WNBA feels her absence. It wasn't just about stats. It was about the energy Clark brings to the court, the kind of gravity that makes every game more exciting. And here's where things get interesting. Lambert didn't just praise Clark out of respect for her new teammate. She's smart. She knows that keeping Clark's name alive, especially while she's sidelined, is key to keeping the Fever relevant. With ratings dropping in Clark's absence, Lambert's words do more than lift her teammate. They help keep the Fever in the spotlight and give fans a reason to stay invested. If you thought this was all just for show, think again. Lambert's timing was calculated, and it's already making waves across the league. Timing is everything in sports, and Kyra Lambert's praise for Caitlyn Clark couldn't have come at a more crucial moment for the Indiana Fever. With Clark sidelined by injury, the Fever's fanbase has been on edge, and viewership has taken a noticeable hit. This isn't just a matter of losing a star player. It's a crisis for the league, especially when Clark has been one of the brightest draws in the WNBA.
From all these new players in this season, your first impressions on day one here, what that means, what that feels like.
I mean, this is a first-class organization. Everybody has been so welcoming, so nice, so kind, and just everybody is here helping each other. Just, the goal is to win. The goal is, to get another championship. So I'm really excited to be here, and I've definitely felt the love getting here, just two nights ago. So.
How do you take in all the information of new plays, new teammates, tendencies, all that in such a short amount of time?
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of the job. You study just like people study in school. You study the playbook, you watch film, you do your due diligence as far as, who you know, knowing your personnel. So, again, just doing the work.
Do you have any familiarity with players in the team now, your new teammates, or is this all everybody new?
It's pretty much new. I mean, we played against...
Lambert, however, stepped in with perfect timing, giving the Fever and the WNBA the kind of publicity they desperately needed. By publicly elevating Clark's significance, Lambert is doing more than being a supportive teammate. She's helping keep the Fever's name in the headlines, despite their star player being out. It's a smart move. With ratings dipping to some of the lowest points in recent memory, including the once highly anticipated Fever versus Compass Sky matchup, it's clear that the league needs Clark's presence to stay relevant. By aligning herself with Clark's brand so early, Lambert is securing a place for herself in the Fever's narrative, even though she's only on a 7-day contract. And let's not overlook the strategic genius here. Lambert isn't just praising Clark for the sake of it. She's helping to maintain fan engagement and excitement for when Clark finally returns. The Fever are in a tricky spot without her star player, and Lambert's words serve as both a rallying cry and a PR move that benefits everyone. It's calculated, it's necessary, and it's working. The Indiana Fever have been in a tough spot without Caitlyn Clark, but they haven't let that break their spirit or derail their season. Instead of crumbling under the pressure,
This opportunity in the W mean, given all that you've worked to get to this point?
Yeah. I mean, it means everything. To again just remain faithful and trust the process. It speaks to resiliency. It speaks.
they've doubled down on their fast-paced, high-intensity style of play. With key players like Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald sidelined by injuries, the Fever's guard rotation has been stretched thin, but the team has kept fighting. And that's where Kyra Lambert fits in. She doesn't just fill a roster gap, she embodies the Fever's mentality. Lambert's game aligns perfectly with what the Fever need right now. She brings defensive pressure, quick pace, and a knack for shooting, the three all-essential ingredients for a team that thrives in transition and intensity. The Fever have had to rely on this style even more with Clark out of the lineup, and Lambert's skill set plugs right into that high-energy system. It's not just about talent. Lambert is stepping into a team culture that's built on resilience, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit of victory, no matter the obstacles. But beyond the basketball, it's clear Lambert gets it.
With staff, with how they want to run things.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching the W for years. I mean, it's the best basketball in the world. So, you know, I've been watching and I've been studying. And, you know, to be able to watch it and see it from, you know, a professional, you know, point of view has, you know, just helped the transition. And the girls and the organization have been great in welcoming me here and just getting me up to speed quickly. So I'm really excited to join the team.
How does your game kind of fit in with their system and vice versa?
I mean, I think it fits in perfectly as far as just, you know, running and gunning, getting the ball out quick, pressuring on defense, really bringing intensity and physicality.
So as you're recovering from the ACL injuries that you went through in college, is this the dream, the vision for you coming through that, or did that kind of seem far-fetched?
No, it never seemed far-fetched. I mean, I just, you know, did the work.
From day one, she's bought into the Fever's culture and character-driven approach. The team isn't just focused on winning games. They're building a culture that can weather the loss of a star player and still stand tall. And Lambert, despite her short-term contract, has already made it clear she's here to contribute in every way possible. Whether it's bringing the energy, fitting into the system, or doing the work that keeps the team moving forward, Lambert is showing she's not just another player, she's a piece of the Fever's bigger picture. Kyra Lambert's impact goes far beyond what she can do on the court. Sure, she's here to bring defense, pace, and energy, but she's also quickly proving herself to be a savvy PR player. Praise for Caitlyn Clark might seem like a simple gesture, but it's far more strategic. By aligning herself with Clark's star power, Lambert is doing something few players manage to do this early in their careers. She's inserting herself into the conversation. And not just any conversation, the one that revolves around the most talked about player in the WNBA. Lambert's words about Clark aren't just for the fans, they're also part of a bigger marketing play. When a player like Clark is sidelined, the league needs to keep her name alive and relevant in the media. Lambert's enthusiastic endorsement of her teammate is exactly the kind of content that the WNBA's social media team craves. It's the kind of soundbite that gets turned into highlight reels, posted on Instagram, and shared across platforms to maintain buzz around the team and the league. Lambert isn't just boosting Clark, she's helping keep the Fever and the WNBA in the public eye.
Also credited Breon January, who knows people everywhere, including overseas, for recommendations and using their contacts to go find and hear about and look into players that could benefit them. Because right now, right, it's slim pickings ultimately, right? You're dealing with players that are not under contract with any of the 13 teams. You're going out and signing free agents. It was Ari McDonald. Now she's out for the season. It was Odyssey Sims. Then they added more here with Kyra Lambert signed to a 7-day hardship contract going into Friday's game against the Washington Mystics. So now it's the same old thing like they've had to do several times already this season. Go find a player, get her here, then see what kind of quick study she can become and see how quickly she can integrate within the flow of things, not being disrupted.
And it's not just for the cameras. Lambert's praise doesn't feel rehearsed or scripted. You can tell she genuinely believes in Clark's greatness, and that authenticity makes it all the more powerful. It's not just marketing by association, it's genuine respect, and fans can tell the difference. By tying herself to Clark's brand, Lambert is ensuring her own place in the conversation. And with her on-court contributions, she might just make herself indispensable. In a league where stories often define careers, Lambert is smartly positioning herself for one that's full of potential. Kyra Lambert's strategic use of praise for Caitlyn Clark isn't just about building her brand. It's about leveraging the power of words in a way that keeps her relevant, even in a crowded WNBA landscape. What's most fascinating here is how Lambert reframes the typical narrative of joining a team. Instead of just fitting in, she's immediately inserted herself into the conversation, positioning herself as not just another player, but an integral part of the Fever's future. And her praise for Clark isn't the standard "she's great" line that many players fall back on. Lambert went beyond the obvious to create a narrative that connects herself with one of the league's brightest stars. While other Fever players have spoken about Clark's brilliance, their praise has often been measured, cautious, balancing respect with personal recognition. Lambert, on the other hand, has flipped the script. She's talking about Clark as the center of the Fever universe, almost as if the team's entire rhythm and identity orbit around her. It's not just teammate admiration, it's a bold public declaration that the Fever's success hinges on Clark's return, and the synergy that could form once they're both on the floor. This isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's strategic, shaping how Lambert will be remembered in the context of the Fever's journey. In a league where star power and media savvy can make all the difference, Lambert is showing she's capable of being more than just a contributor on the court. She's positioning herself as a key player in the Fever's storyline. With her words, she's weaving herself into the narrative of a team that's been left with a gap to fill. And by the way she talks about Clark, she's showing that she sees herself as a part of that future. It's subtle, but incredibly effective. Kyra Lambert's journey is more than just about one player and one team. It's a reflection of the WNBA's ongoing evolution. As the league continues to grow, so does its need for fresh talent, diverse skill sets, and players who understand the importance of both on-court performance and off-court presence. Lambert's signing and her quick integration into the Fever system represent a shift in how teams are finding value in international experience, resilience, and media-savvy players who understand the game beyond the box score. For a league that has historically relied on the dominance of a few key stars, Lambert's arrival signals a growing recognition of the depth and talent that lies outside the U.S. college system. Her overseas experience in France and Greece shows that international leagues have become crucial breeding grounds for future WNBA stars. The ability to bring in a player like Lambert, who has proven herself in some of Europe's toughest competitions, proves that the WNBA is evolving, looking beyond the typical pathways to discover hidden gems. Moreover, Lambert's role in the Fever's story isn't just about her fitting in now, it's about the broader narrative she's a part of in terms of the league's growth. The WNBA is increasingly focused on expanding its global reach, and players like Lambert, who bring both experience and exposure from overseas, are essential in building that bridge. As the league continues to battle for attention and viewership, players like Lambert, who understand the importance of storylines and fan engagement, could very well be the ones helping the WNBA become even more mainstream. The Fever's signing of Lambert isn't just a quick fix for a team in need of a point guard. It's a sign of how the league is embracing new narratives, new players, and new opportunities for growth. Whether Lambert stays with the Fever long-term or not, her presence highlights a larger shift within the WNBA, a shift toward recognizing the global nature of basketball and the multidimensional roles players now play in shaping the future of the sport. As Kyra Lambert settles into her role with the Indiana Fever, the stakes are higher than they appear. Sure, she's here on a 7-day contract, but her impact in these next few games could determine whether she sticks around for the long haul. Lambert has already made waves with her sharp basketball IQ, her ability to fit seamlessly into the Fever's system, and her strategic praise of Caitlyn Clark. But as the Fever look to make a push for the playoffs, the real test will be how she performs on the court when the pressure is on. Lambert's praise for Clark wasn't just about being a good teammate. It was about solidifying her place in a team that is hungry for a championship. She knows that when Clark returns, the Fever could have the firepower to make a serious run, and Lambert's role in that push is pivotal. If she can continue to deliver on both ends of the floor and maintain the energy she's brought off the court, Lambert could become a key player in Indiana's playoff aspirations. But the clock is ticking. With every game she plays, Lambert has to prove she's more than just a temporary fill-in. If she can mesh with her teammates, continue to bring the intensity, and help guide the Fever through this tough stretch, she could very well earn herself a spot for the long term. For now, her future with the team and the league's attention rests on her ability to keep the momentum going. One thing's for sure, this is just the beginning of a story that could shape both Lambert's career and the Fever's chances in the postseason. The real question is, will her impact last beyond the 7 days?